y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I actually plan on doing something totally different than what we're doing today, but my husband requested some chocolate chip banana bread. So today we are going to be making chocolate chip banana bread. As always, you can find the measurements down below in the description box, as well as up in the corner, so that you can follow along easily. And if you'd like to print out the recipe, you can head over to my website, which is buonabakes.com, and follow along that way if that's how you prefer. That's also where you will find all of the recipes that I will feature on my channel. So with that, let's get started. So the ingredients you're going to be needing for this recipe are all-purpose flour, baking soda, salt, some butter, vegetable oil. I'm going to be using avocado oil. You can use the spray or the one that comes in an actual pouring bottle, but all I have is the spray, so this is what I'm going to be using. Granulated sugar, a couple of eggs. Look how cute and spotted she is. Vanilla extract, some very ripe bananas, and chocolate chips, preferably semi-sweet. Alright, let's get started. We're going to start off with a small to medium-sized bowl and add in our flour, which is going to be 1.5 cups. I'm using a half a cup here. If I have a recipe that has a cup and then like a half cup of something else, I'm just going to use half a cup. It's less dishes, honestly. And you don't want to scoop it in. You want to make sure that it is flat and level so that the measurements are accurate. See how it's flat? So that is 1 cup, and one more makes 1.5. Next, we're going to be adding in 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and I am using half a teaspoon here, so I'll be adding in 2 scoops of baking soda, making it total 1 teaspoon. Alright, next up is the salt. I'm going to be adding in half a teaspoon of salt. And mixing it all together. Once this is all combined, we're going to be moving it off to the side and starting on our wet ingredients. For that, you're going to be needing a large size bowl. And we're going to start off with adding in our butter, which is 1 stick of butter. It needs to be melted. I'm going to melt that and dump it in. So here's our melted butter, just adding that in. Again, it's 1 stick or 115 grams. Sorry, also half a cup, if that helps. And now I'm going to be adding in 1/4 cup of my vegetable oil, or in this case, my avocado oil. Alright, next up is eggs. You're going to be needing 2 for this recipe. I just love when my chickens lay spotted eggs. I don't know what it is. They don't do it all the time, but sometimes they lay me a spotted one, and I think it's just the cutest thing in the world. So that's 1, and here is our 2nd egg, which is from a different breed of chicken, which is why they look different. Which, a little fun fact about eggs is the color of the yolk actually is only dependent upon their diet. It doesn't indicate whether the egg is like of higher quality or not. So, ours are orange because we feed them orange things. Anyways, next we're going to be adding in 3/4 cups of granulated sugar. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Again, I'm using half a teaspoon here, so I will be putting it in twice to equal 1 teaspoon. Lastly, we're going to be adding our bananas. I'm going to mash these up real quick. And you're going to want about 1.5 cups of bananas. That could be 2 to 3 to 4, however much that is. I personally only had 2 on hand, so that's just what I used. If I had to estimate, it was probably just a little bit over 1 cup, but still worked out, so it was alright. If you don't have exactly 1.5 cups, it's not the end of the world. And then you're just going to mix that all together. Once your wet ingredients are all combined, we're going to be adding in the dry ingredients and mixing until just combined, which means that you're mixing until you can't see any of the dry ingredients in there. So you don't want to over mix this. You don't want to continue mixing it even after everything is all homogenized and combined. Alright, now that it's all mixed, we are going to be adding in 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. I'm using 1/2 cup, so I'm going to be adding in 2 scoops of this. But again, totaling 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. In my opinion, chocolate chips is one of those things that you measure with your heart, so if you want to add more than 1 cup, go for it. I will not judge you. So our batter is ready. I'm going to put that to the side and set the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're going to start prepping our pan, which is going to be a 9x5 loaf pan. If you don't have a 9x5 loaf pan or a loaf pan in general, really any pan will work as long as it's not too large, because then you'll get really thin banana bread. It'll be more like banana pancake, which may not be all that bad. But anyways, we're going to line this with some parchment paper and pour in our batter. And I'm just going to take my spatula and smooth off the top here so that it's nice and even. And then I'm going to sprinkle some chocolate chips on top because, again, you can never have too many chocolate chips. Alright, so she is looking gorgeous and ready to go into the oven. We're going to put her in for 50 to 60 minutes. You do want to watch it because this is banana bread after all, and it will brown. And so if it starts to brown too quickly, add some tin foil to the top, and that way it'll slow down the browning process on the outside while still allowing the inside to cook. But yeah, this is how it looked afterwards. You can see nice brown crust, and the inside is perfectly golden and beautifully cooked. She tasted so good. My husband was absolutely obsessed. Alright, y'all. Well, if you end up trying this recipe, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know how it turned out for you. We both absolutely loved it in this house. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Blona Bakes, and check out my website for more recipes. See you in the next one. Bye.